everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to the Mirror Mysteries 2. Let us continue. Actually, before we continue, I do want to point out something about this menu options pause screen. It doesn't say pause screen on itself, but usually when you click options, the game pauses. This game, since there's no danger of anything happening, or the game changing at all, actually doesn't pause at all. Look, the leaves, the water's flowing, the sparkles are still happening. It doesn't pause the game at all. Everything's still happening. Yeah. Strange. But, I mean, since it's just a hidden objects games that we're playing, I guess it doesn't really matter if you have to program a pause function or not. Of course, that would be something you would quickly need to develop as you would trying to add more features and become something more than just a hidden objects game. So do I put these empty goblets of Yinder here? Match the colored faces to collect the water from water in goblets. What do you mean match the colored? Match the faces. What did I mean match the faces? See, we have an orange here, and these all feel like purple. Okay, I see what we're supposed to do here. We're supposed to make a purple that's blue. Is that nose quite right? I don't think it is. Well, that's blue. So we've got a blue one. So let's go ahead and make a red one now. Oops. And it was the last one too. Is that the nose? Is that the nose? Is that the nose? How about that nose? I guess this is, the eyes are wrong. Yeah. There we go. So red, but this will... Okay, that didn't do what I was expecting, but okay. Let's switch the mouth to the next mouth, which will be yellow. Switch the eyes to those. And then switch the nose, and then we've got yellow. Seems like we're not mixing the colors, so this clearly looks purplish to me. And yet we have a bright blue there. Okay, we need green next. Quickly made green. Now, I wouldn't call this a complete brute force style puzzle. There is enough explanation here. Match the color to the faces, and when we start clicking on things and getting it to work, it kinda starts to make sense. Orange. So now I have like a blue goblet, a red goblet, and we can click here and see green goblet and all these other goblets. Interesting. And we are getting more and more items in our inventory, more than I thought we really would. But this new system of shared items, it's what they were called in the first game at least, definitely opens us to an infinite amount of items. Let's go ahead and talk to the hummingbird, I guess.
The falls have been revived. Now, if only the flowers would bloom, we could flitter without care.
So some door that potentially needs a key. And there's a mirror shard. And let's see. Are there any other mirror shards? Doesn't seem like it. The starry door is locked tight. So I don't think that's gonna work. And it doesn't feel like there's anything to place there. Here's something to look at. Ah. So we gotta do a little magic here. Red goblet there. Green goblet. Green goblet there. Yellow goblet there. This doesn't feel like you could really mess this up. As long as you're putting them in the right place. Feels like it's just gonna fix itself. Yeah, this just feels like it's gonna totally work. Because I don't have the goblets left. And I can pick up matches. So those 5 goblets of color gave us the matches to what? 2 matches to probably light something on fire would be my guess. Look at the beautiful waterfall. So the fact that the hummingbird moved may mean that there's a clickable mirror shard where he was. But I guess not. We can light this at least. And as soon as we light that, then we can look at this. Seems extreme, but okay. Seems kind of silly that we'd have to light it just to be able to look over the edge. Here's an acorn. Here's an acorn. There's not an acorn. Is that one? Got a couple bamboo halves there. Some kind of goldish thing and some wooden things. There's a bamboo piece. Find all these little pieces. Again, we have to wonder who lives in this world, if not just that one bird creature. And it has to be somebody that has legs and can't just fly around. Doesn't it have to be somebody like that? Or do they just get so many random travelers from different dimensions that they built the bridges to accommodate visitors. Need to get the water down to the pool below. Okay. So we know what we're doing. At least somewhat. It's strange the main character is not voiced. Is that for the better or is that for the worse? Does that help the player get into the mindset of the main character? This investigator who's trying to rescue Tommy. I think it's usually a little strange, but it is a pretty common thing in video games to do. So I can't really hold it against this game any worse than I could hold it against any other game that does something similar. I don't believe like Master Chief has a voice, or if he has one, he uses it very often. Yeah, I guess I do prefer the just dialogue and internal monologue thought. Well, it would be funny. It would be a huge waste of your budget in making a game, but it would be really funny if you hired somebody like a really iconic voice like Morgan Freeman to be just the inner monologue of some character. So every time you click something and it said, we need to do this, you just in your head heard Morgan Freeman, I need to get this water down to the pool below. And then have the main character revealed at the end to look nothing like Morgan Freeman at all. I bet there is somebody out there that has an internal head voice that is just way, way different from the way they sound. I think, personally, I do have one that is slightly different, a lot better, but not just completely off. Are we gonna have to ask for a hint? Seems about every 12 to 15 minutes we have to ask for a hint. So twice an episode. See, we've already collected that, so the only thing left is this wooden thing. So where is the wooden thing? Where is that wooden thing? So the perspective on this image in particular is kind of weird. Here it is. Because we're looking at some objects that are really far away. And without the magnifier ability, like in the first game, that certainly puts a difficult spin on it. So that cuts away the brush and gives us the acorn, which we can use on this pulley to bring up this, which then allows us to get the bamboo pieces, which means we can get the water down right into that pool. And because the water's in that pool, then we have the torch. Because we have the torch, I guess we can light up these paper lanterns. And we get the star key. Nice. Nice little bit of progress there. Just want to really quickly come over this area again, make sure there isn't a new piece of the mirror shards. I know there's only 12 in this area, but it feels like we might have missed one. Maybe two. I guess not. So that's a good indicator indicator, really, that this world still has a lot for it. It would be slightly disappointing if we were close to being done with this world, considering the first one was pretty long. Here's another mirror shard. Can't go this way. The bridge is down. There's another mirror shard. Well, looks like there's just 2 pieces there. That's good enough. Alright, and we're back. Find things. So this binocular, this key, we've seen them before. They're reusing the visual assets from other places. Some scenes they were things that you may have picked up, needed to pick up. In this scene they aren't. But that's the right thing to do. It definitely is. You want to use as much as your work as much and as often as you can get away with it without being accused of being repetitive or too repetitive. I guess technically if you use anything twice you're being repetitive. And that's true for almost any game. How many games have you played where you were fighting the same bad guy over and over again? Or you see the same red barrel over and over again? That's how games are made. It's trying to save your work for the important things and reusing the unimportant things so there's more of a gameplay mechanic and grind to it. Even in the real world that is the case. You very likely in any job are going to end up doing the same thing over and over again. Oops, didn't mean to exit. So that's just the world as it is, full of repetition. And trust me, it can be annoying. Have to wait till this is done. This is called an orrery. It's a mechanical representation of the solar system. They're very cool and very expensive. Sadly, I want to get one, but they don't. They never really mass produce them. There's not a lot of demand for them. It's what we had before planetariums existed as a model for representing the solar system and educating off of that. What's really sad is, as far as I can tell, it seems like it's also a dying art form to make a mechanical device like this. Besides people who design like gearboxes for cars, almost all technology these days is by transistor and electronics, and there's even a generation of electronics that people these days really don't need to know and are slowly forgetting as the years go by. Vacuum tube technology, for example, is part of that previous generation of electronics. Well, long before vacuum tubes were gears and mechanisms like this, and it is a pretty dying technology. I certainly can't wrap my head around a lot of it. So we've got like a clock and a dial, and it just spins and it gives us a flute. Was not expecting to get a flute, but okay. It's filling the whole room with a bright light, making the floor appear. Somewhat? Sorta? But I still can't walk over there. There's something over here I have to do. It looks like the light would shine through here, but something is missing. Do we put a prism there? Move the out of place red stars to the correct position to complete the constellation. The star will become wider the closer it is to its correct location. Okay. So pretty much this could be anywhere on the screen, and you're not going to give me any indication. Maybe I have to place it down. One would assume it's within this box. A star will become wider the closer it is to its correct location. This feels like it's getting a little wider. Maybe. Wider. 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 Maybe. A little wider there, maybe. There's no saying that it was gonna go full on white though. So the maximum whiteness of a star may be and it feels like it does kind of feel like I should just be placing it on top of one of the others. Otherwise, again, you're just like, let's see, which one do we think is the widest? Let's go ahead and leave it there. Hey, look at that. Finally. This really is just one of those brute force things. Yeah, this is totally just one of those brute force things where you're just gonna have to drag this all over the place. And it seems like there might even be an order to this that's more difficult than it should be. Because I'm not like I'm not anywhere near, and it doesn't make a lot of sense that it would be just way far out of there. I would probably guess it's somewhere close to in the circle here. But it feels like you have to be so close to it that if you're even slightly off, it doesn't seem like it changes at all. I wonder if this game is made with Hidden Games Engine, like the first one, HGE, which I assume stood for Hidden Games Engine. I bet it isn't. I bet they went and made their own engine. It seems like this one's able to handle things a little bit better. Wow. Just all over this board. Is it because it's not reacting fast enough, or? It just seems not logical at all. Am I gonna have to actually skip this puzzle? One would assume that these pieces are supposed to just be somewhere close to the inside of the constellation. That they wouldn't be really, really far off, because then the other stars wouldn't be helping you any. Can't move that one. Move out the red, move out of the place. Move the out of the place red stars to the correct position. The star will become wider. Yeah, what is the hint gonna tell me? The stars look like they form a shape. What is the shape they form? Like some kind of carrot? Some kind of diamond? I may end up play this off screen just to see, because like it's just one like question mark in my head. I see nothing whatsoever that would fill the right place. I seriously doubt it's way over here. I seriously doubt I'm supposed to put it way over here. And if I click hint again, yeah, it doesn't help. These red stars need to start reacting to being in the right place a lot better. But they don't. Like, getting some dark redness right there. Over all of these stars doesn't feel like anything. Wow. So yeah, this is total just a brute force thing. Unless I'm totally missing it, and that you're supposed to do something like this or this. Just way off. Just feels so much like We just have to keep on trying and keep on trying and keep on trying for no real reason. We've long since lost the awe of this puzzle. This feels just like a big old waste of time. And frankly, it's just not fun. I mean, how can I be missing it when I'm going over what looks like every single pixel? Why is there nothing indicating anything close to a match? Unless it is something along the lines where you have to kind of start in a certain area, but that wouldn't make sense either. And we can't back out. I mean, we could back out. Certainly could. But that... Oh, way over here, okay. So maybe this piece can be done. Now that we know it's way over here. Well, I guess I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and end this recording. No, options. We'll go ahead and click exit and then end this recording here. And I'll play with it off screen. Maybe that will mean we miss a small cutscene that finishes that puzzle. Maybe it will mean nothing. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.